Hi, this is Greg Sane. I've got Frank Trueblood here, and we've been asked a lot of questions about how to grow our business to $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, even as much as $20,000 a week. And I've got Frank here, and he's going to explain how that works within our system. Frank, you there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. The lines are muted, so you don't have any interruptions of any kind. So go right ahead. So let's start. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right. For the benefit of the people on the call who don't have a full idea of the scope of this.
Yeah.
Explain to the audience what you see and what you saw when you first got to Global MoneyLine.
Okay. Well, first of all, just talking about Global MoneyLine, it's one of the best ways to build an opt-in list I've ever seen online. So that's one of the first things I saw, is just, here's a great way to build your list. You know, people are always talking about building a list. You know, the money's in the list, you know, all that. Well, most people don't know how to build a list. And so they allow you to sign up for free. And once you sign up for free, everybody after that comes in after you is on your list. And so I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer. I signed up for free, and as I was doing some things, you know, just working on the internet, I hit refresh. I mean, within just, I don't know, a few minutes, and I already had like 17 people. And I hit refresh again, you know, after a few minutes, and geez, I was already up to like, you know, 40-some people. And I went, oh, this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. Well, you know, I kept logging in because, of course, you can only be on so long, and then you're logged off.
Right.
But I logged in like at the end of the day, and I was like, I don't know, 300-400 people or something like that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I mean, to get that many people on your list that quick without doing anything, you know, because realize these are people joining and getting on your list, and you're not doing anything.
Right.
You just signed up.
Not paying for the lead either.
Yeah, you just signed up for a free account. Yeah, you're not paying any. This isn't pay-per-click, or this isn't, you know, call per action or any of that stuff. You're not paying for anything. You just, you know. And so then I got notification after 24 hours. It said, you know, your Global MoneyLine is growing. And I don't know, it was like, at the time, 742 or something. And I'm like, wow, just, you know, and right there I just went, okay, this is a full-fledged business that we just have to do.
Right. Well, so I had one of my customers, or not customers, one of my friends who saw me doing some stuff here, and he decided to, you know, just take a swing at it. He's never done any online marketing, any network marketing, but he's a marketing guy. So he understands.
Yeah.
And he joined for free, and he called me today. He did that yesterday. I didn't even know he had done it. So he calls me today and says, hey, man, I saw the little thing, the little blurb you put about it, and I went around and found your link, and here I am. He said, now explain this to me. I said, well, did you log in? He said, yeah. I said, when did you do it? He said, yesterday. I said, well, log in and tell me what that money line says at the top. And he was like, wow. I said, what does it say? He said, I got 1,300 people.
Right.
Well, as a marketer, he knew in the brick and mortar world, he knows exactly how much it would cost him to put 1,300 leads in his business.
Yes, exactly.
And he got them for free in one day.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, Greg, is that these are leads. I mean, they're genuine leads that you're getting. And like, it's one of the things that you do have to do, which is something new that Global MoneyLine implemented, is that if you don't at least upgrade to the bronze level, which is only $20, well, within 24 hours, those leads are flushed.
Right.
And so the first thing you really do want to do is come in for free, start watching your list being built and go, well, yeah, I mean, for $20, are you kidding?
And not $20 a month, $20 a year.
Yeah, just, $20 one time, just boom.
Oh, is it? I thought it was an annual. Oh, one time. Okay, great. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So then what happens is, just like with me, is I started looking at this and I said, well, what's the income opportunity here? Because, at first I'm still just looking at just total product, going, hey, great way to build a list. And so then I started looking at the opportunity and I'm like, wow, are you kidding? I mean, $20 and da-da-da, and doing some reading and stuff, going through some stuff, watched a few of the videos and everything. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, I mean, this thing is worth, thousands and thousands, and not to put some ridiculous numbers out there, but, just like you, I'm a futurist, and I can think into the future of, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and I'm like, this thing is an absolute just gold mine to where you can really start making some serious money, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $20,000, a week.
Right.
And so, because it's got that capability of doing that. So, of course, what I...
Frank, one second.
Yeah.
Because every time you say certain words, it triggers me with another question, so forget
Sure.
it. But here's the first question. It's a two-part question.
Yeah.
First part is, what is it about the system in Global MoneyLine, not our system,
Yeah.
but what is it, the system in Global MoneyLine that makes you say it can grow to $20 or even more $1,000 a week? What is it within that system that makes you say that? I know what it is, but you explain to the public what.
It's real simple, one word. It's either one word or two, depending on how you always spell it. The pay plan.
Right.
It's that plain and simple. It's the pay plan.
Mm-hmm.
They have a great product everybody needs on the internet because everybody needs leads. Well, that's what it is. Everybody needs good quality leads, fresh, brand new leads that are signing up every day. Well, okay, so there's our product. You couldn't get a better product. Then you look at the marketing plan, and the marketing plan is absolute genius to where, I look at it and I go, this thing's easy, up to $20,000 a week. And I'm just cutting it off at $20,000 a week because I don't want to get into the real crazy numbers.
And freak people out.
Even though that's available, yeah.
Right.
So that really takes us to our next piece in this, and that is, how do we get to that point?
Right.
Well, the first thing that I just want everybody to understand is because, everybody always looks at somebody like us, Greg, and they say, well, geez, I want to be Greg, or I want to be Frank, or I want to, well, okay, you guys can be. Understand that we came in at zero just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We all started with just us. It all starts with us.
Right.
And so it's not that we're such great marketers or that we're, we got something special going on. We always have to start at zero like anybody else. And then, but we understand that, hey, you get in a program like this, you get in, you stay in, and that's how you get paid. And so, having said that, is, to me, the one word that is not even in my vocabulary, Greg, and I'm sure yours isn't, after doing business with you all these years, I've never heard you even mention anything about this. The one word in my vocabulary that is never there is quit.
Right.
It just never even enters my brain. It's like, no, you're in business, and if you quit your business, well, you're quitting yourself, and that's just not an option.
Exactly.
So to me, I get in something like this, and I just go, okay, what do I need to do to make this work? And so we built now our system to promote and make Global MoneyLine work.
Right.
Because most of your people online, 99% of them, do not know how to make a system, or even once they're building a list, they don't know how to utilize that list or maximize that list. And so they can have this huge list of 50,000 people, 100,000 people, and they still don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Well, that's where our system comes in. And so let's get into the system and how you make your 20 grand a week.
Okay. I'm sure everybody's at the edge of their seat right now, so take it away, Frank.
Okay, so here's what you do, is you come in and we'll look at the basics, and we'll just take it step by step. You come in and you say, okay, I want to make, $1,000 a week, $3,000 a week, $5,000, $7,500, $10,000, $20,000. We did a survey and asked, would you guys like to make, from $1,000 to $3,500 to $5,000 to $20,000 a week? If so, email us and say, count me in. Well, of course, everybody emailed and said, yes, count me in, I want to make. And they specified, some of them want to make $1,000, some of them 10 grand a week, some of them 20 grand a week. Some of them, even a few guys said, hey, I want to make 25 grand a week. Okay, great. So let's talk about what it takes to get there. Because it's fine to always say how much you want to make.
Right.
Okay, great, but you have to have a plan of action.
Mm-hmm.
So the first plan of action I would do just in my head is just go, you know what, this is a business, it's a legitimate business. I got guys here that's making that kind of money. So I'm going to come in with the attitude, this is my business, I'm never going to quit, I'm just going to go through the process and do what it takes to get to my goals. And we're just going to take it step by step by step.
Mm-hmm.
So what it takes is, let's just say that, because we've asked you, how much do you want to make a week? You've raised your hand and said, hey, count me in. I want to make, everywhere from 1,000 to 20,000 a week.
Right.
So let's just take an average of 10 grand a week.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time people say they want to make 10 grand a month, which is fine too. It doesn't matter. But let's show you what it's going to take then to make, say, 10 grand a week.
Right.
Okay. If you come in and you're at the $20 bronze level, that will take you 500 sales.
Right.
So you got to make 500 sales in a week. Is most people capable of that? Probably not.
Right.
Okay. So what can you do about it? Well, you can upgrade to the $50 level. The $50 silver level.
Mm-hmm.
But at the 50 silver, it's going to take you 200 sales.
Mm-hmm.
But notice it knocked it down clear from 500 down to 200.
Right.
Well, you still want to keep working smarter, not harder. So what happens if you upgrade to the gold level? Well, that's a $100 gold level. That'll take you only 100 sales. All of a sudden, that's starting to get a little more manageable, but it's still out there. So the next thing you want to do is upgrade to the $250 platinum level.
Right.
That'll only take you 40 sales now to get to the 10 grand a week. Now all of a sudden 40 becomes really, hey, that's within my sights. I can see, something that this might be a possibility.
Right.
Well, the top level, and this is how us top level earners always earn the top income in companies, is because we always come in at the top level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at, is at the diamond level, which is $500. And at the diamond level, it only takes you 11 sales to get to 20 grand a week.
Right.
So here's what I always like to ask people is, when it comes down to it, and this is real basic fundamentals, is would you like to have your money working for you instead of you working for your money? Okay?
Yeah.
So that's always about, working smarter instead of harder. Because, see, at the $20 level, Greg, is, as well as I do, that let's say that you work an entire week and you're only at the $20 level and you've made, say 10 or 20 sales.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what have you made? $200 or $400.
Right.
If you put in that same exact amount of time and you were at the diamond level and you made the exact same amount of sales, now guess what? All of a sudden, you're at 10 and 20 grand a week.
Right.
So that's
why. For the same amount of work. For the same amount of work.
Yeah, the exact same amount of work.
Right.
That's why, let me say this again, is, we've all heard the cliche, the rich get richer and the poor keep getting poorer. Well, the real reality is the rich get richer because of their thought process, of the way they think. It's not that the rich get richer because they have something extra special that other people don't have. It's just like this. They just understand, hey, let my money work for me instead of me working for my money.
Right.
Because, see, at the diamond level, where we're at, we bring somebody in, and we know we don't miss any commission. We know we're always going to make money.
Right.
Whether that new person is buying a subscription at the 20, at the 50, at the 100, at the 250, or at the 500, we are always going to make that money. Well, here's what we see a lot going on is there's guys that come in and they're still for free. They got other guys signing up and they're missing out on those commissions.
Right.
We got guys that are at the bronze level and they got guys that are coming in and upgrading and they're missing those commissions. And here's the this absolutely just blows me away, Greg, is that when we call somebody, because I actually spend the time, I want to make everybody as wealthy as they want to be.
Right.
If they want to make $1,000 a week, great. I'm here. I'll help you step by step get to $1,000 a week. If you want to make 10 grand a week, I'm right beside you all the way, step by step. If it's 20 grand a week, whatever it is, I'm there for you. I want everybody to succeed. And what everybody can do is exactly what we've done because the system allows them to do that.
Right.
So I actually call people personally and I say, hey, so-and-so, did you know that you just missed out on your commissions? And they're like, well, like what? And I mean, there's some serious commissions, Greg. It's like, I remember talking to one guy that he just missed out on $1,700.
Right.
I'm thinking about that, $1,700. What could you do with that?
Exactly.
I know what I'd do with it.
Exactly.
Whatever
I want to do with it.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's mine.
Yes, whatever you want to do.
Right.
And so the thing that astounds me is then when somebody says, well, I kind of missed out on that commission. I see that, but I really didn't anyway. I'm like, what? No, well, yeah, because I haven't qualified yet. I really didn't miss out on those commissions because I wouldn't have got them anyway. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, did you really just say that?
They don't.
I have to tell you, I am just astounded when I hear that.
They don't understand the plan. They don't get it.
Yeah, because what they're saying is, And the one particular person I'm talking about, which obviously I'm not going to name any names, but this had happened to quite often. And I'm like, do you see that if you would have upgraded, that all those qualifying commissions that you're saying you're not qualified for, you would have been qualified for.
Right.
Because it only takes you 2 qualifying commissions to start receiving those commissions.
And one of them's yours.
Yes. And so it just blows me away when people say, well, I'm really not missing out on commissions. Well, yes, you are.
Right.
And so, without sounding like a broken record, really what a person wants to do to achieve their goals is you come in for free, then you upgrade to the 20, and you immediately upgrade to the 50, and at the 50, by the way, then you can put an ad in your back office. So that's the other thing. Plus, you get to email everybody. 50 emails go out at a time instead of just one at a time.
Right.
And then you upgrade to the $100 gold level, which gives you another ad that you can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we're getting our people, by the way, Greg, as you know, is
Yep.
that because when we've upgraded totally to the diamond level, we get 3 ads in our back office. And plus, we can email everybody at once. It's just absolutely, the way to really build your business to any income level that you want. And so, what I really encourage people too is that, let's say that you're at the silver level, which is $50. When somebody comes in at a higher level, you will miss those commissions. And I know you operate a lot like I do, Greg. I never want to miss commissions.
Well, here's what I know. If I'm at the $50 level,
mm-hmm.
and I might think I'm moving along. I'm at the $50 level. I'm moving along. I'm sending 50 prospects a message a day. That one person who comes in that you've already qualified to get in,
yes,
and they come in at the $20 bronze level, do not let that person see this for what it really is, because in 15 minutes they'll be a diamond. They're not going to wait and see.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Greg, because you know how many times I've had people come in, and remember, I mean, we're not talking about talking to people here or chatting with them back and forth and all this stuff.
Never said a word to them.
Yeah, because our system is designed to where it's just done all automatically. I've had people come in, and all of a sudden, I get an email message from them, and they say, "Hey, Frank, I'm your newest diamond." In other words, they upgraded through all the levels. I didn't even know what was going on until they were already all upgraded. And if I wouldn't have been there, guess what? I'd have missed all those commissions.
Exactly. So you're sitting at your silver thinking you're doing something.
Right,
and you are. You're doing better than bronze, but you're at the $50 level. Somebody comes in, you get paid the $20 on the bronze level, and then you get paid on, let's say you qualify for the 50 as well, and you get paid on the 50 level as well.
Right.
But then 10 minutes later, that same person upgraded to 100, 250, and 500, and you just lost $850.
Yeah, exactly. So
now
I
think
ask you
about
again,
that for a second.
What would you do with that $850?
Especially since that one person would have put you at even.
Yes. So
you would never have to pay anything. It was paid for. Your whole system is now paid for in one person.
So to wrap this whole thing up and to let people know, well, what do I have to do to make $1,000 a week or 3,500 a week, or 5,000 a week, or 20,000 a week. Well, really look at it as a business, because believe me, this will reward you just like a business. I mean, this is I kid you not, Greg, and you know me, I'm a real analytical person. I look at the numbers, I crunch the numbers, I do everything necessary to look and make sure that a business is good and solid, it has great products, and it has a great commission plan. And I can honestly tell you, this is the best program I've ever seen, with the best products and with the best compensation plan.
Yep.
I kid you not.
And because of your analytical mind, and I've known it for many years, I also know that you excel in trends. I know that you excel in watching how things move and how people follow certain trends and just how the market works.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you point blank, not just once, but probably 10 times before I joined this business. And not joining Global Moneyline, because I was already in Global Moneyline.
Right.
But I had not used the system yet.
Right, exactly.
So by the time I got the system, I had 80,000 people in my team.
Yes, exactly.
In my money line.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got 85,786 as of this moment.
Yeah.
By the time you guys see this video somewhere else, it might be 90,000 people. But the bottom line is, once I saw the system, and you told me and showed me the stats,
mm-hmm.
the hard number statistics,
yes,
I not only immediately upgraded, but I upgraded all the way to the diamond level that day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because the important part, too, Greg, and I don't want to leave this out, because this is a huge, huge piece of what we do, is the system is what makes our global Moneyline business so successful.
Right.
Is because, again, to reiterate, most people can have a huge list and they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
What we do, and that's why we have a system, is because systems duplicate, and, people don't duplicate. If you have to talk to people on the phone, or you have to email back and forth, or do a bunch of chatting, or you have to do a bunch of stuff, well, then you're leaving it back up to the individual person again. And depending on their skills and their ability, all of a sudden, that's what's making it either work or not work.
Right.
Well, when you know as well as I do, when I design a system like this, that it's designed so the system works, regardless of what your name is.
It takes us out of it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what age, what sex, what skill level, any of that stuff,
right? Because
it's just about the system.
I've often said it 1,000 times, actually, at least 1,000 times. I've said, I guarantee that you and I can make a better hamburger than McDonald's.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I defy you to create a better system for selling them than McDonald's. So
exactly.
that means a 15-year-old kid and an 85-year-old grandma can work at McDonald's, and that place is going to keep on chugging along.
Yes, because it's a system.
A system.
Yeah, and see, to kind of take off on that for a second, Greg, is just like you and I were talking the other day, is there's a restaurant chain that went broke because they allowed their franchisees to say, hey, you're eating at, and I'm just going to throw a name out there, you're eating at Bob Jones' restaurant.
Right.
And they went broke. And the reason that franchise went broke is just like how intelligent McDonald's is. All the McDonald's are franchises.
Yep.
But you notice they don't let you say this is Bob Jones's McDonald's franchise.
And they don't let you change anything either.
Yeah, when you pull up to those golden arches, it just says McDonald's.
Yep.
They don't let you change the sauce or the pickles or the anything else. It's a system. And they say, look, if you just work the system works. And you can make X amount of dollars doing it. Well, this is no different. If you just come in, use the system, just walk through the system like the system says, guess what? The system works. You make the money, you make your grand, you make your, $3,500, your $5,000, your $10,000 a week, your $20,000 a week, whatever you want to take it to, because our system allows you to do that, and we're plugged in with Global MoneyLine, which has the great products and the money to make this all work.
And if you're going to do the same amount of work to make $1,000 a week, why not make $10,000 a week?
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and end this, and I'm sure that people have the idea by now that they just need to follow the system. And, the one thing I'll leave people with this thought is that Rome wasn't built in a day. And even with
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Rome was not built in a day.
Correct.
And even with a system like this, it's not built in a day. So slow down and you'll speed up.
Right.
And what I mean by that is don't try to make everything happen in one day. Realize that everything takes a little time, and so you just do a little bit every day, and guess what? Before you know it, you're there making your grand, your $2,000, your $3,000, your $5,000, because you got your pipeline full. And this is what it's all about, is just working the system and keeping your pipeline full of people coming in by just promoting the system.
Right.
Because as well as I do, Greg, that's all we do is we send out our emails. We have our ads in our Global MoneyLine, and we send out our emails every day. That's it.
That's it. Takes 5
and we
minutes.
just let the system do what the system does.
Yep.
So we keep our pipeline full by just sending out a continuous amount of emails every day, and take off the weekend, enjoy it, let the system work, and that's really how simple it is to reach your goals of making your weekly income.
Exactly. Thanks again, Frank. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely, and we'll be on another call, Greg.
You got it.
Okay, thanks, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you. Have a good night.